Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you may be. It's like in Warlord. The Stash. Not to be confused with Secret Agent Stash. Guess what, boys and girls? Mayhem! That's right. Oh, that's right. We've got an update. I've got 3 videos I'm going to pump out for you today. We're going to have one drop today, one drop Saturday, one drop Sunday to keep you drip fed all the goodness. This is the most important thing because I know Wookie and everybody else is going to make a video on it, so I'm going to try and get it out first because I'm always right and I'm always first, baby. What am I talking about? Well, guess what? We have an update in the Spider Tanks, GAMEDIA being sued by GALA Games lawsuit. I've got all those documents. I'm going to drop that in a link down below for you guys to check it out. It's got all the other documents in there as well. So let's get into it. I'm going to be as quick as possible because I got to make 3 of these sumbitches today, okay? All right? I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Let's talk about it. Quickly, we want to talk about what happened first. Well, what happened first was they got sued. So Blockchain Game Partners versus GAMEDIA, okay? So this is them suing GAMEDIA first, okay? We're going to briefly look at that real quick. One thing we're going to ignore everything else you see here. This is what the main thing we're going to talk about today is that there was a motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction and an objection opposition in all the files that are attached therein, okay? Hope that makes sense. Everybody got it? Good. Ignore everything else. None of this other shit matters. We're going to look at this and look at that, all right? The initial filing declaration, partner of law representing blockchain, and they attached a bunch of exhibits, and the whole purpose of this was to say that they didn't do their job, okay? This is talking about, this is all the between back and forth. There's a bunch of back and forth, to be honest, a bunch of back and forth. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to have all this uploaded, all right? All right, this is actually the original filing. Complaint for declaratory judgment, breach of contract regarding anticipatory breach, exclusivity, represents warranties. So if we go into summation here, GALA Games Incorporated all reference facts. There's an actual controversy between GALA Games and GAMEDIA as the date of the commercial launch. So there's been some emails back and forth between the attorneys and stuff. I'm not going to go into any of that. Don't worry about any of that. We're going to talk about that another day should we need to, because what we're going to talk about today is that this might not even matter. So what do we have? First on the docket, we have this lovely document right here, which is from the attorneys for GAMEDIA, and they are moving to dismiss the case. Now, why would they be moving to dismiss the case? The plan is on June 28th at 10 a.m. that they're moving for it to be dismissed. Plaintiff's complaint should be dismissed in its entirety because this court lacks personal jurisdiction over GAMEDIA, and the plaintiff has failed to serve GAMEDIA with process. So summating all the reasons why everything in this lawsuit shouldn't matter, GAMEDIA is based in the Netherlands, and BGP didn't properly serve GAMEDIA with their lawsuit information. So GAMEDIA is a Netherlands corporation, and the company lacks this court. So this is being held in California, by the way. So it's a California lawsuit being put on by BGP against GAMEDIA. This court lacks personal jurisdiction over it. Plaintiff does not allege that GAMEDIA is subject to general jurisdiction. GAMEDIA is not subject to specific personal jurisdiction because it has not taken any act that constitutes purposeful availment of or direction towards this forum in California. Plaintiff's claims do not arise out of any GAMEDIA's forum contacts because it has none. It also would offend notions of fair play and substantial justice to hail GAMEDIA into this court to defend this action. Additionally, as a foreign defendant, again, GAMEDIA is a company from the Netherlands, GAMEDIA must be served with process in accordance with the Hague Convention. Plaintiff directed the clerk to serve process on GAMEDIA by mail, and GAMEDIA never received service of process. Plaintiff failed to submit the required proof of service of process, establishing that GAMEDIA was served with the summons and complaint. Absent service of process, this court lacks jurisdiction over GAMEDIA. So for these 2 reasons, because this is a California lawsuit from a Wyoming company, which is BGP, and GAMEDIA, a Netherlands company, that the California court has no jurisdiction, and they were never served. If you've never been served, someone's got to show up to your door representing the court and hand you the document saying, hey, you're served, right? There's TV shows about being served and all that good stuff. So GAMEDIA's motion is based on this notice, the supporting documents from DITTMAR Tucker, all the records, etc. This motion was made and following of counsel. And if we look at the table of contents, the factual background, GAMEDIA is not subject to personal jurisdiction in California, and this court lacks jurisdiction because it has never been served. Okay, so we'll quickly scroll through the big meat potatoes. GAMEDIA acts exclusively in the Netherlands, so it was formed in the Netherlands. Principal office is there. It has never paid California income tax. It has never leased property and income tax. So for all intents and purposes, GAMEDIA is based out of the Netherlands. And we move forward to, they have not been served with process. So they have to be served by mail, but what's more importantly, what was served is not their actual address, and that BGP has been notified of the new address. GAMEDIA is located in Heldersburg, and so they actually give the address. The court docket does not contain any return. So what the return means is that they signed it, and they sent a document back to the court saying, hey, we signed it, we understand. GAMEDIA is not subject to personal jurisdiction in California. We go into all those deals because, again, we have a Netherlands-based company, and this is a California lawsuit against a Wyoming company. Okay, GAMEDIA has not purposely directed any activities towards California or availed itself of the privilege of conducting activities in the state. So they've done nothing that involves California, which is what this part is about. Good to know. GALA Games initiated the relationship with GAMEDIA when Bucks, who's based in London, contacted them. Their lawyer at the time was Jesse Hines, who's based out of New Jersey. None of these things are California, which is what they're saying. Course of dealings, as with negotiations, GAMEDIA's entire performance in the agreement was remote from the Netherlands. So they never did anything in California. And again, this lawsuit is based out of California. There are no minimum contacts for plaintiff's claim to arise out of. To analyze the second specific jurisdiction prong, the Ninth Circuit looks to whether the plaintiff would not have suffered injury but for the defendant's conduct in California. A review of the complaint confirms that GALA Games' alleged claim arises out of GAMEDIA's Netherlands contacts, not California. So again, everything they've done has been in Netherlands, not California. And then it would be unreasonable for this court to exercise jurisdiction. The court not evaluate the reasonableness of jurisdiction in this case because GALA Games has not met its burden to establish a prima facie case. I don't know what that means. Let's look it up. What is prima facie? The Latin expression means at first sight or first view, based on first impression. In both civil and criminal law, the term is used to denote that upon initial examination, a legal claim has sufficient evidence to proceed to trial or judgment. So looking at all the data, according to GAMEDIA, GALA Games has not met the burden to establish that there's a case based off of the two prongs. Okay? Purposeful intention, we're not going to worry about that. Injection, burden on the defendant. The unique burden, this is all talking about why they are not applicable. Forum's interest. California has no interest in litigating this dispute between a Wyoming corporation and a Dutch corporation. It's difficult to discern California's sovereign interest in the matter. Okay. Now, the primary factors consider they are located in the Netherlands. GALA Games is located in Wyoming and across the world. Regarding this agreement, so this is basically all the. This breaks down what favors. So this is the line in it, right? It says the less is jurisdiction and anticipated less reason was exercised. Great. This is what important. The second factor favors GAMEDIA and weighs against jurisdiction, which is that the burden on GAMEDIA to defend a suit in California, which has no relation to. So that is in GAMEDIA's favor. Okay, a foreign nation presents a higher sovereignty barrier than any state within the United States. Right, that is a factor that weighs for GAMEDIA. California has no interest in litigating against has no interest in litigating a dispute between a Wyoming corporation and a Dutch corporation. This weighs in GAMEDIA's favor against jurisdiction. The efficiency factor primarily considers the location of witnesses and evidences. Again, we have Wyoming, we have Netherlands, and we have London and New Jersey. None of those are California. Weighs in favor of GAMEDIA. The importance of the forms of plaintiff normally remains part of the test. Cases have cast doubt on its significance, implying that, once again, should not influence the court's analysis. GALA Games' chosen forum should get little deference here. There is 2 out-of-state residents, and none of the alleged misconduct occurred here. Alternative forum. An alternative forum exists, the Netherlands. So if they want to do what they want to do, GALA Games wants to sue GAMEDIA, they can come to the Netherlands to pursue it. That weighs against this jurisdiction in California. So 6 of the 7 factors weigh in favor of GAMEDIA against jurisdiction. And finally, the court never served GAMEDIA properly, and they go into all the reasons why, how it's supposed to be served. how they were never served properly, and the court does not have receipt in the document saying that indeed GAMEDIA was served and they received. And this is what it says here, where, as here, service of process attempted under Rule 4, F2, service of process must be proved by a receipt signed by the addressee or by other evidence satisfying the court that the summons and complaint were delivered to the addressee. Without it, the attempted service of process fails. So if they've never served them, they can't have a lawsuit against it. Okay? So there's that one. Now, the next thing we've got is DITTMAR's declaration. DITTMAR is the CEO of GAMEDIA. Talks about GAMEDIA. Talks about the definitive agreement between GALA Games and GAMEDIA, which is Exhibit A. Then it talks about how they were contacted with B and C. GAMEDIA has never been licensed to do business in California, which is another reason why it should have no jurisdiction. They never advertised, solicited in California. Given the geographic divide between the parties, the agreement was negotiated and performed remotely. GAMEDIA is not aware of where GALA Games employees live. GALA Games learned through post-execution conversations that Hines, the attorney at the time, was in New Jersey. After the agreement was executed, GAMEDIA interacted virtually. They've only met in person in the Netherlands, Malta, and Las Vegas. GAMEDIA understood the GALA Games to be a Wyoming-based company. Again, nothing to do with California. Okay? And now we have his Exhibit A, which is the agreement. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go over all this because there's disputes in all of this between the emails and all these things, but this is part of the documentation that will be uploaded to Google should you guys want to look at it. Okay? And basically, long and the short, GALA is saying that GAMEDIA is not handing over source code, and they should. GAMEDIA is saying, hey, you don't have a right to that. You didn't do what you said, blah, blah, blah. There you go. This is Sarah Buxton contacting them. Whoa, zoomed out. And this is her LinkedIn profile. And then here we've got business search for BGP showing they're based out of Wyoming. And here is this is where it shows that Bitbender's wife was the president, secretary, and treasurer. But again, this is the Wyoming database showing that they are indeed a company based out of Wyoming and not California. So let's look at the next set. All right, so what we just looked at was the motion to dismiss for lack of jurisdiction, and then this is the objection slash opposition motion related. So all of this stuff we're about to look at refers directly to the stuff we just saw. All right, so this is the order of all things we're going to go over. The declaration from DITTMAR, all of his exhibits, then a declaration from Robin HERBEN, and a declaration from MICAH Chauvin, and MICAH Chauvin has some declaration exhibits as well. All right, this is the declaration of DITTMAR Tucker in support of specially appearing defendant GAMEDIA, opposition to them and the motion for the preliminary injunction, which was earlier. Like I said, we're not worrying about that. So it's talking about him. This is what he does. The same stuff. Talks about Exhibit 1, which is Jason Brink was not involved Jason Brink was not involved in negotiations, and he attached a copy of him saying so. Exhibit 2, they signed the definitive agreement. Exhibit 3 is the negotiations between GALA and GAMEDIA from the standard form contract. Let's see. Next exhibit is going to be GAMEDIA posted a show reel containing footage of the branded game on its Twitter on March 6, 2024. GAMEDIA used footage recorded by Volo Agents Agency. The video footage is publicly posted on their website. This is something that saying that they violated by showing the stuff. GAMEDIA violated contract by showing stuff about Spider Tanks. Exhibit 4 is GAMEDIA obtaining written permission from Volo to use the footage. Exhibit 5 is a photograph of the same zoomed out sign with Jason Brink, Bitbender. Exhibit B of the agreement provides 3 milestones, each requiring GAMEDIA to provide deliverables to meet the milestones. GAMEDIA has met all these milestones, which is something they talked about previously. Exhibit 6 is a copy of the letter talking about commercial launch and them going back and forth about what commercial launch means. Then we have Exhibit 7, which shows Benny was the one that disrupted the game launch. Then we have the roadmap. Exhibit 8 is him taking blame for the delayed launch. Then we have promise for Silk. Then GALA agreed to an internal roadmap on June 23rd, 2023. July 2023, GALA failed to deliver on the first milestone of the new roadmap. Exhibit 9, Brink admitted the fault was causing game delays. None of this traces back to GAMEDIA. So that's an Exhibit 9. Exhibit 10, 11, and 12, we have them talking about delays. DITTMAR, Robin, and Skaggs are all involved in that. 13 is a chart with true and correct information regarding the GALA delayed payments. So GALA not paying GAMEDIA on time. Shocking, I know. And then we move on to Exhibit 14. GAMEDIA's points of contact were not aware that they discovered the issue. That's another one. 15 to 18 are copies of statements by Chair Bandit and Brink made to the branded game community. Spider tanks. And we got next. 19 is a true and correct of news article explaining the 200 million hack. So, GALA's reputation in its blockchain community was faltering before October 2023, due in part to co-founders Schermeyer and Thurston suing each other. GALA also grew a reputation for legal disputes with several developers. Further, GALA experienced a hack on May 20th, in which seemingly a hacker stole 200 million. Attached here too is information about that. Exhibit 21 are true and correct copies of Discord statements by people favoring GAMEDIA over GALA, clarifying that his statement about feeling abandoned. Right? GALA also uses control over social media to forward a false narrative about GAMEDIA and try to steer the community against GAMEDIA. GAMEDIA remains silent until this filing, which we've talked about before. They haven't said anything. Branded Game has a dedicated token called Silk. GALA has its own cryptocurrency called GALA. Company's token has some similarities to a company's stock. Attached here too is a true and correct printout of the CoinGecko website for the GALA token as of May 22nd. Using this website, anyone can determine the exact price of GALA on any day since its launch. Per CoinGecko, the price of GALA on June 1st, 2021 was 1 cent. 1 cent is 0.2. The price of GALA on October 1st, 2023, when GAMEDIA ceased development on the branded game, was 0.01 with a 4. In between, it hit its peak of 82. As of May 2nd, 2024, GALA is priced around 4 cents and a half. Okay? When May 17, 2024, Robin Herben and I met with GALA co-founder Wright Thurston in person in the Netherlands. Thurston sought contact with us to have this conversation. Thurston told us that he and GALA shareholders, together owning 60% of the shares, were not informed Schermeyer would be initiating this lawsuit, are against the lawsuit and fully support GAMEDIA, just as I've been. Requests that GALA post a $10 million bond should the court enter injunction. This represents a portion of the value of the branded game IP. And he declared it under perjury. So now, let's start looking through all of our documents. Okay, Exhibit 1. Bitbender says, I have also said multiple times that I don't believe that you were the root of all these issues. He's talking to Jesse Hines here. This is Jesse Hines, the former law tank. Move fast, break stuff, startup attitude. Some things don't go the way you want. I am not a lawyer, nor do I pretend to be. I wasn't involved in pretty much any of the contract conversation, so I don't have more to say with that. Simple enough. Exhibit 2. This is the definitive agreement between GALA Games and GAMEDIA. And you can see here at the end, we've got Benny signing and DITTMAR signing. So there you go. And then exhibits following that also have signatures from DITTMAR and Benny. And then we have Exhibit B, which is in this, this was all from previous documents. Exhibit 3. We've got commenting on here. The licensed IP is also Tank Arena. The difference is the branded game will be a version that is specifically developed for the GG platform and includes NFTs among other things. The difference between the licensed IP and branded game should be crystal clear to avoid confusion. Can you provide more detail on this? What foreseeable other games, what assets be used for? GALA exclusives are NFT platform, PC platform, NFT features, PC platform. So this is all commented by on everyone that's involved. We're not going to go over all of this. There's a lot, but they're bickering back and forth about specifics. Granted, they're bickering about specifics. You know, we're in this bitch. We've been in this bitch for a minute. Okay, this is Exhibit 4, which is talking about the filming. This area is being used to film footage into the Galaverse. By your presence in this area, you are consenting to do that. That was Exhibit 4, which is talking about GAMEDIA was given written permission from Volo to use this footage. Let's quickly check these two links. So yes, this was them talking about making Galaverse Las Vegas. So this was filmed by Volo. So it's saying this is all public information, right? And then this is showing Spider Tank stuff. So this is Spider Tank stuff that was publicly posted. And because of that, they have a right to share it because it wasn't them posting it. It was Volo posting it. So this is all Spider Tank stuff. I was in this set, by the way. This set was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool arena. Nothing ever happened with the spider tanks, obviously, because Gala fucked it up. But it was really cool. It was a really cool area. All right. So Exhibit 4 is this notice of filming. Exhibit 5 is that notice of filming with Bitbender standing there in a Corvette shirt. Look at that. Corvette. Okay, Exhibit 6. This is back and forth letter between BGP's lawyers and GAMEDIA's lawyers. Again, going over what... this is not how you say it, blah, 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 blah. So this is Benny saying launch it, go Gala. And this was on September 19th. Both parties referring to this as the launch. And then we have a chart showing this is when they were talking about doing things. Here we are. This is all showing that they've conversed over things. Targeted release date for Spider Tanks, October 31st, 2022. Captain Chill, really appreciate Captain Chill. Yeah. Official release date handled like this. So this was all documents going back and forth. GAMEDIA will come around, but damn, it's hard to teach a horse new tricks. This was January 10th, 2023. Shout out to Johnny Gonzo. Listen, there's a lot here. There's a lot here. I'm not going to read all of it. You want to read it, you can read it. Pause the video. I'm going to keep scrolling until we get to the end. There's so much here. There's a lot of evidence showing Gala Games acting a certain way, and Bitbender is included in that for someone that didn't know anything about it. And here we are with GAMEDIA, you know. Seems like GAMEDIA is just doing their thing. This was their official post saying that they're going to move on. Why keep building? It has generated metric shit tons of revenue in the past. So this is they're saying how much money they made off of the NFTs and Spider Tanks shit, right? The fact that they used metric shit tons in an official slide, most importantly, were like money. You know, the plan, rough bones, fixed earnings. Mobile relaunch, plan, rough bones, more of that. Okay, this serves as evidence Gala Games' awareness regarding the damaged relationship with GAMEDIA and their vow to repair it. So this is, where does it say that? Improve, preserve developer relationships, critical for WW and Stoda. So that's the two other games that they're working on, WW and Stoda. WNW and Stoda. Okay, so that was April 7th. When was this document released? Does it say? Screenshots of the slide. We don't have, when were these slides made? It doesn't say. I wish it said. All right, there you go. That's the end of that document. Gala Chain document. Spider Tanks and Gala Chain were linked together for a while, which delayed Spider Tanks a bit. We've decided to decouple them. I've said this for a long time, and if you guys don't remember, I've said it. You can just fucking search. I'm not searching. You search. I've said it. At Galaverse Las Vegas, which was December 2021, GAMEDIA told me to my face balls, okay, they were waiting on Gala Chain. This document is showing January 30th, 2022. So I was not wrong. They are waiting on Gala Chain. And that's what this document shows. Then you have Benny saying Spider Tanks would have been launched if not for my meddling. This was in July of 2022. That's 6 months later. Interesting. Once again, coming here and address the elephant in the room, tagging Ice Pickle as he's been sending me DMs. I want to make sure he sees this. I'm sorry, not more clear in my post about the timeline for Silk. Okay, I will 1,000% accept the blame for not stopping May from ever being mentioned as a potential date. Okay, I'm going to work on getting a paper released. Further notice. Everyone's super happily. We stand apart the rest of the bullshit game tokens out there. Yeah, they stand apart. All right. Okay, and then we have payments. DITTMAR reaching out about payments here. DITTMAR reaching out about payments. Robin and DITTMAR reaching out about payments here. We have Skaggs, DITTMAR, Robin talking about Benny, saying we're 6 months late on payments. And then here is a chart showing all the payments that were never sent. So between October 2021 and September 2022, they're missing payments. We got delayed, missing. All this is missing. GALA didn't do their job. What, are you shocked? Now, I would say this is probably the most damning piece of evidence yet. This is them with documentation. They got receipts and actually are missing receipts that they don't have all the payments they should have gotten. Exhibit 14, Robin talking with Robotron, saying that, hey, I thought we weren't going to have any more surprises. You guys dropped the ancient Snoop tank. And Robotron says, hey, my bad, we gave it away. We gave it away. Oopsie. We gave away the $2 million tank. Oopsie. Oopsie poopsie. All right. A bingo says, as far as you're familiar, would it be proof to say a development team interested in taking a project over? In an entirely hypothetical situation, you would expect the publisher to offer to buy out the game, offer to fully cover the burn, offer to take a reduced rev share, etc. And then if the dev team comes back with a number that is absolutely, completely, totally insane, to the point of being several orders of magnitude beyond the revenue numbers, it would be hypothetically create a rough position, implying that that is what Spider Tanks is doing. The problem is we really didn't fuck up here, so I'm not going to apologize for shit we didn't have control over. Well, that's not the case because Benny said it's his fault. We're not the ones that stopped developing the game we don't own here. If we fucked up, it was in making good of a deal with the developers out of the gate. So now they're blaming GAMEDIA. Okay. We offered to buy the game, source code, so as Tillman mentioned, what exactly they're happy with. Might be getting in the weeds to discuss, but I'd wager that we haven't purchased their whole company outright for undisclosed price tag. Right, but it must be more complicated than that. What was their argument? That they want to be acquired, full stop. I haven't seen any documentation saying that. Okay, tried that. Then tried taking the offer with leverage, I guess. So they won't. They can stick it wherever stick that office to wherever it fits best in their butt. Again, showing the community are against GAMEDIA thanks to GALA. And then this is about the hack. And this is Luca Bailey, who, by the way, went on a rant in FAS saying that we shouldn't be talking negative about GALA. So I'll be sure to include this screenshot in the FAS Discord for Luca. Wilbeck talking and Dude Van talking. Okay. Now, we have we have two more exhibits? Yeah, two more exhibits. I'd rather GAMEDIA does it. I saw that you made it to lawsuit. So these are all screenshots. And then our last exhibit is showing the coin market price and their spike and everything about that. Okay. And talking about the hack. Now, we have MICAH. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. All right, we're first going to go over the declaration of Robin HERBEN in support of the motion for preliminary injunction, the removal. Lead game designer. I submit declaration without waiver. I was the team lead for the branded game. I read the declaration Jason Brink signed. At paragraph 19, he speculates that GAMEDIA employees were eager to continue developing, to have the community continue to enjoy the product, and that GAMEDIA employees were positive about opportunities, but Tucker would reject them. These statements are unequivocally false. Everyone at GAMEDIA became frustrated with GALA based on its pattern of delays and broken commitments. I have reviewed the declaration of DITTMAR Tucker filed in support, including detail of issues caused by GALA. I confirm that Tucker's statements are true and that I and everyone at GAMEDIA agree with the decision to cease development of the branded game. As part of my role, GALA provided me access to its Databricks environments. Databricks is a cloud-based platform that helps companies compile and organize data. I was given access to the Databricks environment to monitor the revenue and player analytics for the branded game. Through this tool, I can look at GALA's calculation of the revenue numbers of the branded game. On May 22nd, 2024, I generated a report that shows GALA's calculation of branded revenue for the game this month through May 2024. Attached here too as Exhibit 1 is a true and correct copy of this report. Let's go look at that. All right. So, we have Galaverse hype, and then you've got petering out. So according to this document, they haven't made any money off of Spider Tanks in April or May. They made $308 in March, $54 in February, $55 January. Only made it's been going down since this $24 million right here back in Galaverse. I can't imagine how they made that much money. I would love to see more documents like this, by the way. Goodness, that's great. Okay. Branded game revenue is a collection of all currencies, including cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, converted to US dollars, spent at the GALA store for the branded game. On May 17th, DITTMAR and I met with GALA co-founder Ray Thurston in person. Thurston sought contract with us. I'm pretty sure I've said before that I trust Thurston more than I trust Benny, right? I'm pretty sure I've said that. I'm pretty sure I've said that. All right. Next, we've got declaration of MICAH Chauvin. Exhibit 1 is the copy of the docket. Exhibit 2 is the corrected docket for counterclaims. Cryptocurrency news sites and declares under perjury of law. He is an attorney. He is saying that I submitted this declaration without waiver, and then are suing each other in the Utah District Court. Okay, and he goes over this. So let's look at what he's submitted. So this is basically the document we've looked at before, which is their lawsuit. And then this is the answer to First Amendment verified shareholder derivatives. This is again between the main lawsuit showing that they're fighting each other. And then I think we already looked at this one. Legal battles. So this is just showing screenshots. I mean, they didn't show my video. I'm a little bit hurt, to be honest. Okay, and this is about them suing each other. Yeah, there you go. All right, so I know that was a lot. I tried to keep it short. I tried to run through everything. I'm going to have everything uploaded online for you guys to see. That link's going to be down below. If you have any questions or comments or thoughts, leave them down below. Don't go attack anybody. Don't leave everybody alone. Just, we're going to let this handle out. Let it roll out. What do I think? I think what I always thought. GALA, I don't trust. GALA's the problem. I think GAMEDIA has got them by the cojones here. What did we do wrong? We did everything we said we were going to do. GALA, you failed. Surprise, surprise. Benefactor is the problem. Who's shocked about that? Who? Links down below for this information. Links to help support the channel if you would like to. I appreciate you all being here. Don't forget, it's all right, 2 more videos to do. I love you all. I'm liking Warlord. The Stash. Love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
I get tired of stupidity at this level. I'm giving yo money and I'm the devil. I got 50 divs working hard, so suck my dick. I literally have guys so stressed they're getting sick. You're a fucking parasite that don't care about the game. You better recognize this band Hummer's got auto win. I feel fucking bad for weeds unless I bend someone, because my dick weighs fucking more than a gross ton. How you fucking feeling about the drop of Vox trolls? I'm not a fish man, but I do like avocado rolls. Some asshole decided to crochet it on GALA. Fuck him, I'll send them straight to Walla. Don't fucking point out every GALA shortcoming. Step the fuck back, cease and desist incoming. This isn't the forum for you guys to bitch, so be careful, I got a serious man itch. Stop your bitching, you're raw bitching. The wine and bitching, fucking would stop bitching. This is our house, fucking don't be an asshole. Business plan, don't be a fucking asshole. Yes, that is me you are talking about, home flies. And I'm banned for that without thinking twice. I know I'm not a fucking people pleaser, but as promised, here is a little dragon teaser.
I suppose it's time for an AMA, I guess.
Ooh, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video. I want to shout out my Patreons from Patreon, and my new YouTube members as well. I got that going. Appreciate all of you. Thank you so very much. Your help has been crucial to keeping me alive and keep streaming and keep helping and hopefully entertaining you along the way. Anything I can do to make it more worth your while, please let me know down below. Also, you can find me on my Discord. I have my Discord server link down below, Patreon links down below, and then membership should be somewhere around here. Thank you all so very, very much. I really appreciate you. And I look forward to the future, and I hope you will come along for this journey with me. Thank you. Take care.